Hey everyone, welcome. In this video we look at Priti Patel again. Seems after being cleared of bullying a grown man with danglies the size of petit pois, obviously Sir Rottenham's soy boy extraordinaire, she now has a bee in her bonnet and is now looking at the UK's main issues. This one that we're going to talk about today is the UK's finest taxi service. Yep, you've guessed it, our once great border force, now reduced to enablers and smugglers in my opinion.
And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration.
Now, the article is in the Mail, and it's titled, Priti Patel signals fresh crackdown on illegal migrants crossing the English Channel as she also vows to tackle vexatious asylum claims. So as you can see, these false allegations she's been cleared of have caused our Priti to hit the ground running. Let's hope they aren't hollow words, eh? But let's read. Home Secretary conceded there has been a spike in English Channel activity. She said UK is working with France on new system to return illegal migrants. She also vowed a crackdown on vexatious immigration and asylum claims. Priti Patel today signalled a fresh crackdown on illegal migrants crossing the English Channel as she also vowed to tackle vexatious asylum claims. It's about time, is it not? But we'll read on. The Home Secretary conceded that there are currently higher numbers of people trying to cross the stretch of water. Yep, there is. Over 500 since the lurgy pandemic started. But she said she is working to agree a scheme with Paris which would allow Britain to return illegal migrants to France after they have come ashore in the UK or if they are picked up while at sea. Well, that'd be a start, wouldn't it, considering at the minute we pick them up halfway and then just bring them in. They don't even have to complete the journey to make themselves illegal in this country. We actually enable them to do it. She also vowed to focus Home Office efforts on combating vexatious methods and vexatious claims around illegal immigration and asylum. Now, what I think she's getting at with the vexatious is vexatious litigation, which is a legal action which is brought solely to harass or subdue an adversary. It may take the form of a primary frivolous lawsuit or may be the repetitive, burdensome and unwarranted filing of meritless motions. So what it actually means is, what happens is when we find them in the middle of the channel, we bring them in. Immediately they claim for asylum in the county court. If that fails, they then claim in the High Court. If that fails, they then claim in the Court of Appeal. If that fails, they then claim on the European Court of Justice, and so on and so on. All designed just to prolong the time they're here. Hopefully they will get to a court or appeal that just won't have the time and will let them stay. Now, all the while, this bill for this, and it is a massive bill, is being paid for by you and me and any other taxpayer through legal aid. So it's a way for lawyers to prolong the court process so that they can hopefully prolong it to the extent where they just get let in, is what she's saying. So not only is she going after the border force that are actually ferrying them in, now she's going after the people that enable them to stay once they've got here. I'll give her a round of applause for that. What do you say? Hopefully, if it's not hollow words, she's gonna run wrecking ball through the lot of them. Appearing in front of the Home Affairs Select Committee today, Miss Patel was asked by Tory MP Tim Lawton why there had been an apparent spike in people trying to cross the channel. I'll tell you why. Because they know that we might 100% close the border at any moment and they want to get in while they still can, and the weather is a lot better. So the channel crossing is a lot safer now than it was throughout the winter. It's not rocket science, this one, is it? I mean, we can tell them this. He asked if it was because France had eased off of surveillance and patrols because of the lurgy crisis. They might have eased off because they don't want to stop them leaving. In fact, we've seen LBC reports of them actually encouraging them to leave. Miss Patel said that was not the case, but conceded it is a very difficult area at the moment, as she said illegal migrants were also trying to cross to the UK from Belgium. Now, I can understand where she's coming from with that. If you have a look at the northern coastline of Europe, there is a lot of places you could set off a little dinghy from. To police that would be quite difficult. It would be quite difficult. But what's the point in policing it if once they get halfway, we're going to let them in anyway, in my opinion? It seems a bit of a money drain, does it not? It's a bit of a money pit, this. If it doesn't actually get stopped, there's no point, is there? We have seen greater dispersal across the French coast, and we are seeing this now across the Belgian coast. What has happened in France, all credit to the French, actually, who, like we are, despite lockdown and despite all the pressures with Lurga, are deploying all sorts of activity and resources, basically in trying to deter. They're not doing a good job, though, are they? 500 have come across since the Lurgy started. So there is now 24/7 coverage on the beaches of northern France. But you said Belgium as well. Why is there no 24 hours coverage of Belgium, Miss Patel? I think you need to get on to Belgium as well and force their hand. We are using drones. I've done an article in that. If you want to have a look at that, have a look through the videos, guys. We are using more detections. We are using ANPR. Same again though, isn't it? I mean, if the border force are going to carry them in once they get to halfway and we can't send them back to France and they can go through all of this long drawn out process that costs the British taxpayer an extraordinarily high amount of money through legal aid, it's rather pointless. Words are words. We need actions, Priti. The fact of the matter is, notwithstanding these French patrols, these extra patrols on French beaches and using specialist vehicles for detection, too many are getting through. Yes, that is correct. Far too many are getting through. Ms. Patel said that while there are currently more people trying to make the journey, there were also extraordinary numbers in terms of ongoing investigations and convictions. She's also looking at deportations by that as well then, isn't she? If she's looking at the convictions and investigations that are ongoing, that would also indicate that she's looking at the deportation of criminals. So maybe them going after Priti Patel as a bully has done the exact opposite of what they were hoping. So she's not quit, she's not run away, she's not hid, she's come out running and she's attacking the things that the British people really care about at the moment. Is she not? So fair play to her. We'll carry on. Asked by Mr. Lawton if the UK is trying to strike an agreement with France which would allow for the return of illegal migrants, Miss Patel said, "There is a lot of work taking place. We have put forward some measures. We are doing this directly through our embassy in Paris as well, but I am doing it directly with my counterpart in France around returns and returns at sea," which is exactly the point you were making and referring to. Yep, that's exactly the point I was referring to. Thank you very much, Priti. She must be listening. Hi, Priti. I'm normally joking. We are also going to go further than that as well. Very much looking at, and this is a UK policy area, not just with the Home Office, but with the Ministry of Justice, but looking at some of the vexatious methods that are being used, i.e. all of the courts and continually running it through our court system so that they can continue to stay here indefinitely. The vexatious claims around illegal immigration and asylum claims that come forward with many of these illegal migrant activities too. Now, I would actually say I would look at the legal system. I would also have a look at the lawyers as well, Priti. The ones that are actually using this vexatious litigation to draw out the asylum claims. They're the ones that are costing the country as well. So not just the Border Force or UK's finest taxi service, not just the court systems or France's ability to take them back or the deportations, but also the lawyers. But what say you, everyone? Do you think she's actually going to come through with this, or it's just words? Because we've all heard the Tories say words that they've not actually done numerous times. I'm hoping that they're not just hollow words and she's actually got a bee in a bonnet and is going to go through this like the wrecking ball. I'm hoping she does with the civil service. But let me know what you think. If you're new to the channel, everyone, don't forget to hit the like, comment, subscribe, bell icon. If you want to support the channel, don't forget to share it out to your social medias, and I'll see you on the next one. Stay safe, everyone.